It is time to color my story quilt. So I've gathered some things that I think might be helpful. I have crayons, colored pencils. I have this wild bag of colorful Sharpies. And then we also have some bins of markers at our house. So any of those would work. One thing I like to do with detailed line drawings like this before I color is outline with a Sharpie. And I didn't even check to see, oh good, this one looks like it still works. So if you had a black marker or maybe a black gel pen, that can add some really nice detail and design. And then after I trace this, I could take my big eraser and erase my pencil lines. So I would suggest possibly tracing in marker first, and then you can think about coloring. I'm gonna pause. I guess I could have outlined that with green. That would have been cool since she's a green sculpture. I was gonna do some of the sky. So in the Starry Night, we see blue, and then we also see yellow and orange. I didn't grab my colors out first, so I'm gonna look and see what I've got. So I'm gonna start with some yellow and orange, and to make it look like Vincent van Gogh's brushy, rough brush strokes, I'm going to kind of make a dashed line, and I'm going to build it up twice. So there's this. And I could do it just like where the sun is going to be. I think it will add some fun color if I do it all over. Slow down a little bit. That one looks more like a line than dashes, but I could put dashes on top of it again. So I'm going to dash with my yellow. We have kind of a wild mix of markers that we've collected over the years. Okay. Here we go. And then I can add maybe some orange dashes. And you can always go back to that seesaw slideshow if you want to go back and look at some examples. Okay, there we go. And then when I go to put the blue in, I can do a similar thing where this, so then most of my sky is going to be blue sky, but as I color that in, I don't have to color it in solid. I could just use dots and dashes that swirl around so that it looks like that Vincent van Gogh sky in the back of the story quilt. Sometimes we do this with, well, we usually color this with watercolor, but I think the markers, if you've got markers, that's going to have a really cool effect. And crayons could be nice. You could certainly do this with crayons. I can maybe do a combination. I think the Statue of Liberty might look nice with a light green crayon to kind of show that look. And I might even put some blue dots right in the swirl, so it doesn't look like I've got a bunch of suns in my sky. Okay. And then I just thought of another idea as I'm coloring with marker, is that one of my buildings could be a Piet Mondrian design too. So I would have some Vasily Kandinsky buildings, and I would also have some of his work. I don't know. I don't think I have a gray marker. Oh, well, I've got this silver one. Sometimes it's a good idea to keep, like, this is just going to be my sketch paper. That might be a nice building. It's going to run out. If you've got markers that are starting to dry a little bit, sometimes if you color slow, so if I'm coloring nice with this, I like to outline the edge, and then I go slow, and it will extend the life of your marker a little bit. You'll be surprised. Something, if you do it fast, it might look dry, but then as you go slow, you'll get a little bit more life. So if you wanted to do some details, like with that one, I colored it first, and then I'm going to outline it. So just be thinking about like what you want to do, and then I can put my Kandinsky lines on after. Okay. So I look forward to seeing your pictures in Seesaw when you finish coloring. take a picture and upload it. We're going to be turning these in officially next week when we write what our story is about. So you kind of have 2 weeks to color. If everybody turns them in this week, then we'll just be writing stories next week. Maybe thinking about sketching. We'll see how it goes. But take your time and do a really nice job coloring because I think these are going to turn out great.